everyone, and welcome back to SAFC Fan TV. After a wonderful success on Sunday, winning the Papa John's Pizza Trophy, unfortunately couldn't find an Accrington fan, but we've gone with the next best thing. Some would argue we've actually got to step up in our. We'll put it to our stats man, Michael Bowers. He seems to know all the stats on all of the teams. Michael, how are you doing?
Doing all right. Thankfully, obviously, because I don't drink alcohol, I'm not very hungover like a lot of other people, Terry, after last night. But just go and watch the Sunday brunch. Terry was wasted. It was priceless. Absolutely priceless.
Honestly, I think it was his best performance out of every stream he's ever done. It was absolutely,
yeah, I agree.
Absolutely brilliant. We've had a couple of wonderful streams this week, and I think
his name, the mad mistake last night.
I think we need a little highlight reel of the streams so far. But Michael, I mean, we're doing all right so far this season, but I'm just taking a look at recent results, and I can see a 2-0 loss against Crewe Alexandra, which was followed up not too long after by a 2-1 loss to Ipswich Town. They managed to regain some form, beat Swindon Town 2-1, and they lost 4-1 to Bristol Rovers and 3-2 to MK Dons in the last game. What do you know about Accrington, Michael? You seem to always get position.
I've literally tried to couple together some stats to make it sound like I half know what I'm talking about here. So obviously Accrington's position here as I'm looking at the table in front of us, they're 10th at the moment. They've won 14 games, drawn 8 and lost 11 out of 33 League One matches. They've scored 46, which is actually quite a lot. They've only scored 5 less goals than Sunderland, believe it or not. But they've conceded 41 goals, which I think is around about the same as what everybody else has done. You know, it give or take 5 goals or so here and there. Blackpool are 11th, they've conceded 28, for instance. But it's more like upper 30s, lower to mid 40s in terms of goals conceded. They're on 50 points. As you mentioned with the run, if you look at the last 5, they've lost 3, drawn 1 and won 1, which I'm trying not to look into too much because it's a game where quite literally anything can happen. Here's a really bizarre stat for you. The last 3 occasions in all competitions that Sunderland have visited the WAM Stadium, we've scored 3 goals on each and every occasion. We scored 3 goals there, if you remember, in April 2019. That was a few days after the Checker trade to beat Pump. It was Aidan McGeady, Will Grigg and Keziah Sterling. We visited them twice last season, and funnily enough, but both times beat them the same scoreline, 3-1. We beat them 3-1 first in the first round of the Carabao Cup, as it was known then. I think it still is, the Carabao Cup, or it's the EFL Cup, whichever one you want to go with. I think it was Mark McNulty, Aidan McGeady, and Charlie White who got the goals on that particular night.
Yeah, I remember that one. I was there.
I'm so sad. And then the game in the league down there place, I was actually at Accrington, so it's actually quite a decent ground.
Gooch got one, didn't he? I think off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, the YMCA, yeah, I remember it. It was a hot, blistering, sunny day. Would watch the Mags get beat off Liverpool in the early kickoff, so that was at least a positive, even though I know they're playing Liverpool, we're playing Accrington, but still. We went 1-0 down quite early in this game. I can't remember who it was who scored against us because I don't remember everything about Accrington. But then we responded fairly quickly with a scissor kick from Lyndon Gooch, if you remember. A ball came in from the left side from Denver Hume, and Gooch just scissor kick volleyed it, or whatever phrase you want to call it, because I'm inventing now pretty much.
Yeah. What was the last one again on the commentary?
Oh yeah, what was it like? Switch long or whatever it was.
Long, something like that. I know Philly knows.
Yeah, something bizarre. It was something
switch
bizarre.
clear or something like that. Yeah. I tell you what, though, as much as it was a canny invention, it wasn't quite as good as what one of the Americans, I think his name was Keith, said on our stream on Saturday night when he said, "Let's go for the kill shot." I was a big fan of that one. I think we need to use that one.
I will definitely give him that. That was better. But from what I can remember, after that, I don't know who scored the second one. Oh yeah, Aidan McGeady scored, and actually he scored on his last 3 occasions against. Actually, I think ever since we played Accrington, not including the game that was abandoned because of that waterlogged pitch, if you remember.
Yeah.
Maguire scored in that game. The score was 1-1. I remember actually, I was watching it in the pub. I was watching it at the State Flight with the package that you get with Sunderland fans. And when we went 1-0 up and they were debating calling off the game, I was like, don't you dare call this game off. And then as soon as we conceded, that's fine, call it off, I don't care. But that game, I remember last time we went there, Aidan McGeady scored the second goal, and then Chris Maguire set up, I think it was Mark McNulty. Yeah, I think it was Mark McNulty who scored the third one. And we were 3-1 up at half time, but we didn't really go for the jugular second half. In terms of
the kill shot, Michael.
That I think that's copyrighted. I can't say that. Keith's got that. Wait, here's one. All the stats, the top scorers and assists and all that malarkey. We've got Dion Charles, who has scored 16 goals this season. Now, I don't know if this is League One or all competitions, but Dion Charles has got 16 goals. He's got 3 assists. He's played 32 games. Goals per 90 is 0.51 with 175 minutes per goal. So hopefully he scored in the last game. Hopefully he scored in the last game, then he won't score on the Wednesday. And then after that, you got total shots, 60 shots, and then a goal conversion rate of 27% with a shot accuracy of 57%. And I'll quickly mention the second top goal scorer, which is Colby Bishop. I think he might have scored in their defeat to MK Dons at the weekend. I'll just double check that. But he's got 9 goals and he's also got 4 assists. So straight away, their top goal scorer's got 16 goals, I think, and then their second top goal scorer's got 9. So it's combined of 25 goals between them. Let's have a look. Well, no, my mistake. Charles scored in the 3-2 defeat at MK Dons. My mistake.
Yeah, well, hopefully with players coming back like Sanderson, Sanderson's the only one in particular. I know Wright's kind of on his way back, but I don't think he'll be fully fit by any means for that game. I think
Winchester potentially as well.
Yeah, Winchester on the midfield. I'm thinking more defensively with the 2 players you've mentioned there. They're 2 main threats. And I think if you look at the final, I think, well, at least in my opinion, I haven't seen many people say this actually, so maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I thought O'Nien, when he was playing next to Flanagan, dug Flanagan out a few times. There was a couple of times when Flanagan just got slightly exposed, and that could have been because of his fitness.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
I think Flanagan looked that assured at Wembley. I thought he looked very uncomfortable. And to be fair to him, with the exception of the last half hour against Portsmouth, that's the first time he's played senior football quite some time with his injuries. But, with all due respect to Flanagan, Sanderson, it's a massive step up. And I would like to think Sanderson will come back into the centre of defence. Winchester possibly could be in there. That's the one good thing. Now that we've won at Wembley, the good thing is that these players who have been cup tied should be fresh now because they haven't played since last Tuesday. So that's going to be 8 days rest between Portsmouth and Accrington as well. So obviously I've said Lincoln play Gillingham on Tuesday night and Peterborough play Portsmouth, who obviously have just lost Kenny Jackett. Kenny Jackett's just left, so not long left. So hopefully Pompey do us a favour and hopefully Gillingham can even just get something at Lincoln. So if results go in Sunderland's favour on Tuesday night, then we could actually get into the top 2 by 8 o'clock on Wednesday, because I think it's a 6 o'clock kickoff. Hang on, it's a 7 o'clock kickoff, my mistake. By 9 o'clock on Wednesday, if everything goes for us, we could be sitting second. But we know historically this is when Sunderland have had opportunities to do that.
Terminator.
So, yeah, fine. I am absolutely positive that I could not tell you if we're going to mess it up or not. There you go.
No, I know you like to look into all these things, Mike. I mean, I try to take it at one game as it goes, really. I think someone else who was cup tied in the final, and someone who I was kind of called to come in recent weeks, but I don't even know if I would now anymore, is Jake Vokins. I think Callum McFadden, just quickly, Mike, I think he's, I wouldn't say significantly, but I think we've seen improvements of him in the last 2 games. He looks a lot more assured defensively, and he hasn't given the ball away quite as much. And there's even the odd time where going forward, he's just playing the odd little key pass here and there.
Yeah, well, to be fair, the last 2 games, when you look at the Portsmouth game and, of course, the Tranmere game, he's been pretty good. Well, for McFadden, he's been pretty good in both games. He's still quite. I still don't think he's good enough. I think. But to be fair, you know what? He's probably. I don't know whether he's only on a 1-year deal, I believe. So he's only going to be here until the end of the season. Right. And I don't think he'll be here next year.
No.
But in saying that, if he does well between now and the end of the season and helps us get promoted automatically, then I've got no ill feeling towards the guy. I just don't want to see him play for us ever again.
Yeah, I think if he can replicate the 2 performances he's had in coming into the next game of the season, but there's so many people who are back. I mean, I don't know if Jordan Jones will be back for his injury yet. I know he was only a doubt for the last game, so hopefully, with it being a doubt, it was better not risk him as opposed to no, he's out injured.
Well, I'm quite glad if that was Lee Johnson's thinking. I'm quite glad he did that because ultimately, while I wanted to win at Wembley, I do think the league is still. We've said it. The league's an important thing. So, and we've got a game on Wednesday and a game on Saturday. So we have to manage that fairly well.
Yeah. I mean, the player as well, I know we both kind of have a similar opinion on in Aidan O'Brien. Actually, just very quickly, I thought we might have missed him a little bit at Wembley. Potentially.
Possibly.
I think Wyke just kind of got marked out of the game, but sometimes O'Brien he adds that presence in the final third. And he does a lot of Wyke's dog work, I think, which allows Wyke to just kind of pick up in the areas he wants to.
He flourishes when he's in a front 2 with Wyke, but if you're doing a 4-2-3-1, he could be one of the 3 behind Wyke if he did interchange. In this case, McGeady or Jones, or whoever else it may be. The last thing I will say again is we've just got to make sure that we do our job. We've just got to make sure that winning at Wembley, like I said, we've said it before, that could be a massive thing. Let's go make it a massive thing and hopefully finish in the top.
Yeah. Michael, I'll just very quickly, one last thing. Of course, we've now ended the Wembley hoodoo, and last time the first time we played Accrington away, for a full 90 minutes anyway, because of course the game got called off, didn't it? Like you say, we were days after the defeat to Portsmouth at Wembley, but now we're coming off the back of a win at Wembley. We're going into the last run of the season. Our form is absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm a lot more confident going into this game, despite it being actually a very tough, looks like it's going to be a very tough and tight game, given how well they've done so far this season. But what is your prediction, Michael?
Accrington 1, Sunderland 2. It'll be a close game, but I think we should have enough to get the 3 points, and that's fine by me. As long as we get 3 points without any injuries or suspensions.
Well, funnily enough, Michael, great minds think alike, because I'm going to go with 2 anyway. Anyway, Michael, we've done this in record time, haven't we, with the given circumstances. But thank you ever so much for coming on the preview. Of course, our resident statman, filling in when need be. And thank everyone for watching as well. Hopefully it's another Sunderland win. I'm relatively confident it is. Please like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I know I've had loads of new people come up to the channel. Really do appreciate it. But from myself, Jack Dodds, and from Michael Bowers, let's hope we get the 3 points, and we will see you. I'm not sure who's doing it, but we will see you again on the watch along. Bye-bye.